So how many of you have goals? How many of those goals, how many of you have goals that are actually written down? How many of you have goals that are so specific that you know how many listing appointments you need to go on every single week? Okay, so I would submit to you, you need to be that granular. You need to take a look at, okay, John or Frank, here's how much money I want to make at the end of the year. Okay, what are the activities that I need to do in order to get there? Quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And if you don't hit those numbers consistently, guess what happens to your number? It starts to slide downward. Okay, so be ruthless about the high performance activities that you need, that you know move the needle. So if you know that 50% of your agreements, whether it's on the buy or the sell side, are going to what? Be canceled? How many do you need? You need twice as much. Everybody got it?
Got it.
That's what I'm talking about. Do not leave this up to chance. Goals must be written down, okay? And they must be very specific. That gets back to your planning, okay? Don't leave it up to chance. If you say, I want to make $250,000, but you don't have all that specificity, mapped out, you're dreaming. Because you don't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan that you're working, you're not going to get to that number. Everybody got it?
Got it. Need a vision board.
Vision board is amazing. That's part of it, yes.
No, I just noticing that I like the background of your screen. It matches your boots.
There you go. It's very different,
Good
isn't it?
observation, Marcia.
It's very different, isn't
I wonder
it?
what that
Than
was.
the
sorry.
stale kind of white background, right? Which is, death by PowerPoint that you get mostly, yes. It's that way intentionally. Okay, so I want you to listen to this little quick video, all right? Talking about the importance of goal setting. I think it may trigger something that will really help you.
If you do not have it written down, your chances of it happening is reduced drastically. It's a principle of success. You have to have everything you want written. It's in the Bible. Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. Listen to me. That's real. If you don't think it's real, I dare you to try it. Write everything you want on a piece of paper. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it every morning and every night. Come back here 1 year from today and see how much of that stuff that came true. That's a promise of yoga. That ain't no theory I come up with. That's all successful people have. You have to write it. Everything I've ever gotten in life, I've written.
So how many of you want the power of the supernatural working on your behalf? There's an incredible way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a consultant that said basically the single most important thing as a business owner or as a leader isn't your contacts, isn't the amount of money in your bank account. It's your self-confidence. Did you just hear what I said?
Say it again. Self-confidence.
Self-confidence. The most important thing that's going to determine your success as an entrepreneur, business owner, salesperson, leader of any kind.
Right.
It's not your bank account, it's not your network, right? It's your self-confidence. So if you don't go into the year with a plan that has been vetted with the help of some of your leaders, and not just this is how many contracts I want to close, right? Agreements or listing appointments. But how are you going to get there? You can't leave out the how. You got to have the how, okay? Then you're going to be you're going to compromise your true potential because you don't have a North Star. You don't have a blueprint, okay? All right, so we're going to get to DISC now. The DISC. William Marston created the DISC profile. He said that every human being demonstrates characteristics of all 4 dimensions, right? But here's the key, with varying degrees of intensity. All right, so let me give you a couple of quick examples. Marcia, you're a 67 on extroversion, so you're friendly and outgoing, right? Yes or yes?
Oh, I have to answer, I'm kidding. Yes, I am.
Yeah? Okay.
I think I am.
Walter, your highest is stability and security, being accommodating, being conscientious, being loyal, trustworthy, very steady. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Brett, 77 on details, right? Thorough, precise, organized, analytical.
That is not true.
That's not true.
And he's not going to defend himself.
That's so,
That is true.
Oh,
Is
except on paperwork.
Huh?
Except
Well,
on
not
his paperwork. Yeah.
Not on paperwork is right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Lynn, where are you?
Poor Brett.
Where's Lynn?
which Lynn?
She had to
She went to
leave.
lunch?
Which
Okay.
Lynn?
No,
Jennifer,
I'm right here.
Oh, yeah.
extrovert, off the chart, off the chart, right? You should be leading this presentation, not me.
Exactly.
You're a 99 out of 100, one away from perfection, right? And then stability and security is after that. Kelly, 77 and 77 for the S and the C. Thorough, precise, detailed, stability and security. Michelle, an 81 extrovert and 99 on stability and security. C is details.
Yeah,
Okay.
what are the things again? What are the initials?
The D, I, S, and C. We're going to get to that in just a minute. Okay, so basically, the higher your score, the more you are likely to demonstrate characteristics in that area. The lower, the less. Okay? Yes.
So your C is 32, that's not good.
Well, it says that you typically don't.
I'm
Being thorough and precise on the paperwork isn't something that comes natural to you. You have to work at it a little harder.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. Now, take comfort in the fact that I'm a 10. A
I
10.
do, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
Mary Ann, I don't know what else.
Marianne, you're triple what I am in terms of your C score.
John, does age have anything to do with that?
No.
Experiences, I mean.
Nice try.
age.
So, remember I said that 90% of our personality is fixed at age 5? What I know is we become more like we already are. So when I got fired for being 5x my quota, fired.
Sound familiar?
Been there, done that.
Worse than that, I got shorted $1.4 million in compensation. They just said, we changed our mind, we're not gonna pay you. So that was the first news. And then the second week later, I got fired, right? My dominant score of being direct and having a sense of urgency it jacked up. It went from like 60 to 99 instantaneously, overnight. So other than a life-altering experience, death of a loved one, a bitter divorce, right? Something like that. We are who we are, and we become more like we already are. So let's see, for example,
But wait a minute, you just said that you changed. So,
only because of a life-altering event, something very traumatic.
okay, but you could also do that with self-introspection, if you will, and say, I prefer to do something different,
Much more difficult. Much.
but not impossible.
It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but
It's commitment.
Okay. Here's what it is. Okay. This will give you the answer. People who had a quadruple bypass, hundreds of them. This was on the front page of Inc. magazine about 20 years ago. I mean, this is my superpower. This is something I know inside out and backwards. I have studied it more than probably any human being. They basically said, we have now extended your life. You can now walk your daughter down the aisle, right? You can now see the grandkids as they're growing up, etc., etc. Okay? You fundamentally need to change how you think and your behavior and your actions, which got you to this point, in terms of your diet and other lifestyle type things. If you don't, you will negate this life-saving surgery, and you will die prematurely. What percentage of people do you think were able to make the changes after living decades a certain way with certain habits?
25.
10.
And
Say less than that,
10%. So it's not impossible, but that's why it's important to be true to yourself and know your style, so that you can be intentional about adjusting your style temporarily. In other words, being a little bit more friendly and social and having a little bit more energy and being more warm. So here are the two best ways to determine if someone is a high I or a high D. Two best ways. Their level of energy. High C's and high S's are typically a lot more flat emotionally, a lot more subdued, a lot more reserved. Yes or yes? Everybody got it? Single biggest way that you can figure out if someone's a high D, a high I, or a high S or a high C is their level of energy. Another one, how fast they talk and how fast they walk. That's a high D all day long.
Okay, say that, what was the first one?
Energy.
Oh. But-
Intensity, right? Like, well, I already gave it away in terms of what my D score is. It went from like in the 60s to 99, right? Overnight. Traumatic experience, right? Had already bought my dream, like my lot for my dream home to be on it in a cul-de-sac, 2.4 acres just outside of Greensboro, less taxes, close to everything, had my blueprints and everything ready to build the house, and then whoosh, they just pulled the rug out.
That'll jack you up.
That jacked me up big time, okay?
Wow.
So, we all demonstrate every single one of those dimensions. The higher you are, the more we typically demonstrate characteristics of those dimensions. But even if you're lower, you're still going to have, characteristics in that dimension.
So adapted means all right, so your natural is one way.
That's who you are at home and who you are in a social setting is the natural.
And then when adapted, I mean, if it's lower, that's not good.
As soon as you go to work, that's your adaptive. Not necessarily. If you lower your adaptive style, it could be a good thing because it could be that you're extreme and you need to bring it down. So in the case in point,
You hear that, Frank?
Amen.
He's always saying it's over.
so Jennifer has the strength of being social, friendly, and never being a stranger and just wanting to talk pretty much all the time. I'm the same way. I'm a 99I too.
Yeah, I can vouch.
But we have to reduce that and temper that, otherwise it can come across as being too much, right?
What's an I again?
Expressiveness,
Oh.
outgoing, extrovert, right? Okay, so most people have two scores that are above the midline and two scores that are below the midline. If you take a look at your one-page strength plan, you'll see that you have two typically that are above the midline, two that are below. Somebody asked me one time, what happens if you have three? And I said, you need deep psychological help.
No, wait, what is that? Where is that?
It's on your, right here, these
Where are the
numbers.
lines?
Well, I don't have a lines right here, it's just summarized for you.
Oh.
Natural style and adaptive style.
What's the midline?
The midline is
Midline.
50, 50 out of 100,
50.
okay? All right,
Oh,
so,
I got 3 above. Oh, no, I don't. I'm
3.
close.
Well, it's
I'm
actually
sorry.
a little bit of an
I
advantage because it's
understand.
easier to come up and to come down,
Yeah, I know, I don't. I'm very close though.
okay? Gotcha.
What is D?
D is dominance or decisiveness.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna go through what these all mean now, okay?
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
So you're gonna have less questions after we're finished with this.
Mhm.
The D stands for dominance or decisiveness. This is typically an
Here's my
entrepreneur,
pen.
right? A business owner,
Oh,
a
wait.
senior executive, a high. I'm gonna have a better one for you here in a few slides.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
hang on. This is the one best word to describe the high D is they are very direct
ID.
and they like to be in charge. Okay. Direct others. Okay. Here are characteristics of the D.
Thanks.
Here's your picture now, okay? This is the high D, very demanding, driving, competitive, pioneering, daring, abrupt, impatient. So for every positive, there's also negatives of of strengths that we have. And that's where we have to be careful, and that's where we have to use the self-awareness piece. So being friendly and social is a positive, but not if we talk too much and dominate the conversation. We need to facilitate and moderate the conversation.
Hold
Okay.
on. Yeah, we can't. Wait a second.
So the lower D, in contrast to being very competitive and very forceful, right, is very conservative, very cautious, extremely patient. That is someone who is more of a buyer agent, ladies and gentlemen. Someone who doesn't mind being in the car with the same couple for the 3 weekends in a row. Meanwhile, a high D would be like this, nails on the chalkboard. Will you hurry up and make a decision? That's the way a high D is going to be. That's why they're the thrill of the hunt. Get a listing and move on to the next one, right? That's it, okay? Let's go. So I'm going to show you an example just so that you can see it instead of just hear it, okay?
Hey, buddy, how about us making us a deal?
I like her a lot. How much wiggle room we got on the price?
Oh, you're one of those.
What a what?
Do you just want me to give you the car?
No.
Do you think I just give cars away for free?
No.
Help! Help! This guy's trying to rob me. He wants to take my cars. Call the cops.
Tired of being badgered? They come
Okay,
to Johnson Kia.
so I haven't covered what
Great
characteristics
service.
of the I is yet, or the S or the C, but what do you think, what's your best guess as to who the buyer is? What is his personality style?
A low D.
A low D?
Oh, out of any of them.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were just.
Yeah,
low D.
I would say you're right on that.
Okay.
He's a lower D.
Yeah.
But what about this? I like her a lot. How much wiggle room we got on the price? What is that?
Buying
Buying
signal.
signal.
That's a buying signal, but it's also a high I.
Well,
Do you see his body language? He's smiling. He's got this perma-grin, right? And he's very outgoing, and his energy's good, right? So he's a high I. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So, thankfully, D's only make about 10% of the population because they tend to leave a wake of bodies sometimes because they're so abrupt and competitive and forceful and have a high sense of urgency, and that's why they get ahead in corporate ladder because they climb over everybody else faster, right? Not all the time, but that's a big reason, okay?
I'm sorry, excuse me, John.
Yes.
Can you, what is the definition, what is D?
D is dominance and decisiveness, sense of urgency. How direct are you? How forceful are you? Okay? Now here are the limitations of the high D, right? They act too impulsively. They create anxiety in other people. They're too blunt, critical and fault-finding. Dislike being led or having to follow. Overstep rules and authority. Okay? All right. Here is your fearless leader's report. Okay? As an example. His urgency, he almost doubles it at work because he has more things to get done, more things to achieve. Because he has more things to achieve, he communicates less on the job. I don't think he goes down to 25, right? Frank, would you say that your followers get enough information from you?
no.
Okay? Followers, help me out. Do you get enough information from Frank? Do you perceive, do you think so, or is there room for improvement there?
He's always sending out all the emails and everything.
Okay? So it's pretty favorable. You think that you don't, and that's probably part of the reason why. But if he doesn't know this, and if this is a blind spot, this could be a potential issue. See, what happens is he has more tasks to get done and more things to accomplish at work. So almost by default, this has to go down, and he has to get down to getting more results, right? So your expressiveness is gonna lower. Stability and security, loyal, accommodating, right? And then he's moderately detailed. Okay? Just want to give you that as one example. Okay. So this is what it looks like on your strength plan. Okay? Your numbers in terms of who you are at home, who you are in a social setting, this is what we call your automatic pilot or your comfort zone. This is who you perceive you need to be in order to be optimally effective. So I think it was Marcia who said, I lower something and that's not good, is it? Well, it just depends on what your number is that you're lowering it from and to. What is the thing that you're lowering?
Well, for instance, the D is 42, I start at, and then it goes down to 25.
Okay, are you a buyer agent?
What? Yeah, but I also have a listing.
But not more listings than buyers, right?
No, I'm a buyer agent.
And you prefer buyers versus listings, right?
Yeah, I mean, even though you make quicker money, I think.
Okay, so even though you make quicker money,
But
even though you make
still,
more money,
I like people.
she prefers buyers.
Yeah.
I like the
No.
house.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I
That's
like
fine. Yeah.
See, you know why? It's because of her style.
See, like the listing, I didn't want to take on my own because I just didn't want it, so Jennifer and I
Gotcha.
get
Doing it
together.
Well, that's good to know who you can team up with.
Well, because she's South Carolina, I'm South, not many of us are South Carolina.
Gotcha. So Ken and Marianne, and let's see, you guys are better on the listing side because you have a higher degree of
Marianne
urgency,
goes, I am.
Who's, are you?
Ken
Who else?
definitely
Oh,
is.
good. Make me happy.
Really?
right?
I'm higher on the listing side, because I really like to help people. Not that I'm not helping a seller, but.
Well, it's not that you're not helping people on the listing side. What was your first name again?
Marianne.
Marianne.
You just said my name.
Yeah. So you're a 56 outside of work in terms of your urgency, but then at work you're 35. Right? So here's what I would tell you. If you have a high D or a moderate D, and you are lowering your D score, it's absolutely the best thing you could possibly do.
Oh, phew. Wait, can you say that again?
Good.
I can't do it, I can't repeat something twice. No, just teasing. If you are a high to moderate D and at home, and you lower your D on the job, you are absolutely doing the best possible thing. Here's why. 90% of the world's population are low Ds. Low.
Wow.
Only 10%, remember? I said are high Ds. Executives, business owners, high charging listing agents or other type of salespeople. Okay? It's offensive. It's too blunt. It's too much power. It's too much force. So guess what? Being in a 6'4" frame and being a 99D, you should see me coach basketball or soccer or volleyball. It's a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell
What's
you.
your D?
You're a 99D?
Yes.
I'm saying that because Coach
So
my
you're the
son
10%.
from
I'm in the top 10. So what I have to do is I have to be very intentional about when I'm introducing myself. Very nice to meet you, Meredith.
Oh.
And slowing it down.
How would you naturally do it?
Because my pace. Hey, let's go.
Right, yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I make Frank crazy because I'm like, I'm like paper in a room.
That's because of the contrast. So, knowing his style, right? At work, in a social setting, he's more social and friendly and outgoing. But at work, he's more about getting things done because he's got a lot on his mind. He's got a lot of pressures. He's got a lot of things that he has to do to make you guys have the most viable.
His social
Opportunity.
study went way down from natural to adaptive.
That did. Yeah. You're right. Would you agree with that, Frank?
What is that?
That you lower your extroversion on the job to get more things accomplished?
I mean, that's a big difference, 81 to 25.
Mine went from 53 to 10.
Yeah. So let me say this. Let me say this.
Mine's only
I have done this more than any human
But you do
being.
focus.
60.
Literally.
You actually
I
took the
really
test?
have. I have probably personally put eyes on over 1 million of these things. And I will tell you, most of the time, did I not say on your report that you typically keep your D score about the same on your report underneath the letters?
Well, mine was 42, 49, but I didn't read it.
What happens is sometimes, of any assessment that you took, this one sometimes is not as accurate, meaning that it'll be a big drop, right? And so I've done this so many times that normally, a lot of times you kind of stay the way that you are, because that's kind of human nature, right? Is to be in our comfort zone.
Right.
Is that why it makes people crazy when like my father-in-law, if I talk too loud and too fast?
Yeah.
Marion, stop, just calm down, sorry.
Yeah. So you just, again, as soon as you walk through that front door of his house, you say, okay, I gotta lower that stuff down so that he doesn't have to say that to me.
It's only taken me 30 years.
Right? So, okay. So, interactive. This is the relators. These are the people person. The one best word to describe interactive is relate. Okay? Here are characteristics of the high expressive, or the I, and the low I. Okay? So, Walter, you can come across as being withdrawn, a little bit aloof, right? A little reserved. So he has to artificially amp up his friendliness. You, by contrast, and I need to dampen down that because it's too much, right? Because only 25% of the world's population are a high I. Now, when we meet another high I, look out. It's like, hey, you never met a stranger. There's just so much stuff going back and forth, right? It's incredible. Everybody get a picture of that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading my, whatever.
This is going to serve you well in terms of identifying. Remember, the best way to determine if you're a high D and a high I is what? The intensity or the amount of energy. Okay? Another thing that can give you a really big clue is what they do for a living. So if they're an entrepreneur or a senior executive, they're going to be typically a high D. If they're an engineer, accountant, human resource person, what's their primary behavioral score going to be? It's going to be a high C. Details, thorough, precise. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at this one, okay? So that you can see it and hear it at the same time.
So, we ready for this test drive? Be careful now. It's a real powerful engine now we got here. 240, I don't know what they call it, but it's good. It's powerful. Now, hey, you know what? This is a real chick magnet. We can pick us up some chicks in this car. You like chicks?
Actually, I've been happily married for 42 years.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Tired of being
Well,
bad.
he sounds like Beetlejuice, that little critter.
Great deals, great service, no bad.
So what'd you notice about the guy that's driving the car?
Engineer.
Just,
He was
yeah.
serious, he wasn't like
Stability,
laughing along.
security, what about his level of energy?
It was
No,
low.
Right, so you see how easy this is. I can't not see what I see. When I'm at an airport, it's like stimulation overload, right? Because I'm just like high
You're
S,
like
high D, high I,
DDSC.
low
Oh
S,
my goodness.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
And boom, yeah. You will get to that level.
Crazy.
That will drive you crazy?
That would drive me, I would drive myself crazy.
It's so fun. And people are so, you can predict a person's behavior with laser-like accuracy. You know how to sell them.
I could totally get addicted to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that, a high what?
Pardon me?
What
C.
is that? Well,
High C, yeah. Okay, so they're 25% of the population, okay? Now, these are the limitations or downsides of people like myself
Oh,
who
right.
are high I's, right? Oversells their ideas, talks too much instead of listening, can be impulsive. Here's a problem that you and I have. We are so genuinely concerned about helping people that we will sometimes do things that we can't deliver on. Because our motivation and desire is to help.
Not Jen.
Not me.
No,
I deliver,
Or not her.
except to my family.
Jennifer never says goodbye on the phone, she just hangs up. She's ready to go do something else. You'll be talking to her, and she's gone.
I don't like to talk on the phone.
Isn't that interesting?
Hangs up.
Okay.
I do too.
Okay, wait, so we're
I
back
say
to
bye,
the
but
I?
it's like, bye,
You don't.
bye.
Okay, so let's move on to the S.
Wait,
Okay, the S. This is an important one. Not the others are not important, but the reason why this is important is because 50% of the world's population are a high S. What does that mean in sales language? It means that people are risk averse. People like stability and security. Single best question, ladies and gentlemen, that you can ask almost in any environment when it comes to buying and selling homes. Okay? Kelly, what is it you absolutely love about your current home that you can't see yourself living without in your next purchase? Boom. If you don't use that, you need to write that down. Okay? What is it about, your current home that you absolutely love and adore that you can't see yourself living without in your next home purchase? How many people are asking a quality of a question like that? Not very many. And that's what gives you, wow, that's a good question, isn't it? Okay, all right, and the reason was because it's 50%. This is someone who's very accommodating. They don't like conflict, right? They like harmony, unity. So they're very steady. If you ask them something, they'll say, yeah, I'll go along with that. They may go along with it reluctantly, but they're still gonna operate because that's their style. Their predisposition is to be very accommodating, okay? This is typical for a lot of people who are in admin type positions, okay? All right. Here's the high S, easygoing, relaxed, resistant to change, amiable, stable, passive, patient. And then on the low S, right, restless, impulsive. A lot of senior executives are very low S's. They make changes quickly, right? They pivot on a dime, and versus overanalyzing things and taking a long time, okay? All right, let's go to the C, which is the final one. Again, it's 50% of the world's population, 25 and 10. Let's see here.
you say
We're out of
10% of population are high Ds?
High Ds, 10%. So here are some of the possible limitations. Maintain the status quo, can be too resistant or reluctant to change, delays too long in making a decision, not innovative enough, too content with how things are, etc. Adjust too slowly to rapid change, seeks to preserve stability. Okay? You want me to go back and you want to take a look at the negatives right here? You want to take a picture?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. And I can provide these slides too, in case you missed something. I can relate. Got readers on top of my head. Okay, the last one, C, stands for caution. This is a very analytical person. They evaluate and assess everything, people and things, okay? Their biggest fear in life is making a mistake. That's why they're so cautious. So you need to give them reassurance that they're doing the right thing, making the right decision, but don't do it forcefully. You have to show a lot of patience. Personally, I don't like with dealing with high C's at all. I'd rather give it to somebody else on the team that's a high C, where you're in the zone, you're in your element. You're like, you know, really connected, because it's just, they don't work fast enough according to my pace. Remember, I'm a 99. I got the pedal down the whole time, right? Pretty much. All right. So that's why it's important to know, you know, yourself, because some buyers and sellers aren't as good of a fit for you than others. As long as you can modify and adapt to it, you're okay. So here's another picture for you to take. The high C's, very precise, systematic, careful, critical, cautious. The low C's are those adjectives, okay? So again, the two best ways for you to tell is a level of energy, how direct they are, how much they express themselves. That's really easy, right, in terms of extroversion. And then on the S and the C side, energy is an awful lot lower, right? And then take into consideration what they do for a living, because that's going to be also typically a very accurate giveaway in terms of who they are. Okay? Yes?
If people are, like you said, the high energy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So when you're talking to a client, sometimes, I mean, they may misconstrue it and think that you're just rambling, and are you really making sense? They might not take you as serious as someone who comes in there and slows it down, maybe.
That's exactly right. And so that's the essence, okay? If I'm the opposite of you and you're gonna try to communicate with me like that, I'm gonna do this.
You have to mirror image the person.
This person doesn't get me, they don't understand me, they're trying to force fit something here, I don't feel safe, it doesn't feel familiar to me, therefore your level of trust goes
Makes sense.
through the floor. Okay, so the essence, what is it? Someone said, how someone makes you feel. You know, like, and trust them. You make a decision based on how well they know, like, and trust you, right? Those three things. But first of all, you have to know yourself. And that's why we're going through this exercise. Okay, so the C is 20% of the world's population. So you've got 20, 25, half, and then 10%. Okay, so that's why asking the question, what do you absolutely love or adore about your current home that you can't see yourself living without, is such a great question, because it's going to be, if you're dealing with two people at the same time, you got like a 75% chance that someone's a high S, and that's going to really be a go-to question for you. Okay, here are some of the limitations of a high C. They require too much detail, analysis paralysis, make decisions very, very slowly, get bogged down, become threatened easily, become dogmatic or too rigid, lose sight of the big picture, requires too much explanation for many. Does that not? Think about some of the interactions that you've had with engineers and accountants and those types of people. Does that not tell you everything that you need to know about a high C? Of course it does, right? So knowing that they become very threatened very easily, and what do